I'm remembering Stephen coming around the corner with his little short pants on and eyes wide open. It was a pleasure just to try to remember. At a certain age you don't remember, but some things just stick in your mind and you never forget them. And Stephen was one of them. And I remember coming to the church a couple of years ago, and he identified me from the pulpit. I see my babysitter. Yes, so he's remembering the things that not only was I his babysitter, I was also a Sunday school teacher. Yes, in a little church right next door. So he had to come to Sunday school because they lived next door. But I knew him from Sunday school, his parents and everything. I never had any problems with him because coming from a religious home, you tend to do what people say you want to do with the adults. But he was really nice, quiet, and he and my son played very well together. And as I said, the little girls was a little naughty, but they played their little tic-tac-toe or whatever game, and I enjoyed keeping him. I really did. Not only was he a good child, he was smart too. Really.
So how long have you known Pastor Steve?
I've known Pastor Steve, it's got to be going on about 35 years now.
And how did you meet?
We first met in the church that we were a part of at the time. We grew up as teenagers in the Tabernacle of Prayer in Jamaica, Queens. That's where we met originally.
And how old were you?
About 16, 17.
Wow.
Yeah, we were still in high school.
All right. And what was Pastor Steve like back then?
Yeah, he was a funny guy, you know, kind of laid back, but
Okay.
always full of personality.
All right. And any nicknames
Oh
at the
yeah.
time?
Yeah, he was known as Baby Mangum.
Baby
Baby
Mangum.
Mangum, because he's the youngest in the family.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So now, from what we understand, he was an exceptional basketball player. Is that true?
It depends on who you ask.
Okay, understood. And popular with the ladies?
He thought so.
So he was a bit of a legend in his own mind?
Absolutely, in his own mind. Yes.
That's right.
So now, was he a holy young man? Like, was he fervent back then?
Somewhat. I do remember a time where we were in an all-night prayer meeting, and we actually had been fasting for about 3 days before the prayer meeting began. And it was maybe about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and Steve catches my eye. I notice his eye, and we just give that look to each other like, you fasting? It was like, so, we never told anyone, but we sort of left the prayer meeting to get something to eat, and then came back and kept praying, and no one knew that we ever snuck out. But, just things that I remember that stay with you over the years.
That's funny. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on him this January during fasting.
You do it. If you're praying, make sure that he stays put.
Absolutely. So did you ever imagine that Baby Mangum would be as successful and as effective as he is today?
You know, if I'm being honest, and I am, I would have to say yes. I would. It was obvious, even as young men, we're both in the ministry, but our ministries have taken different paths. And even from the very beginning of his ministry as a young man, it was obvious that there was a unique quality about his gift, about his communication skills, and even his ability to connect with the people. So it's no surprise. I'm extremely proud of him. I'm honored that he's my friend and that we've been friends for all these years.
Greetings, House of Judah family. This is Joe Mangum, the older brother of Pastor and Overseer Steven Mangum, my baby brother. Just wanted to say, Steve, happy birthday. Many more blessings, many more accomplishments. we wish and pray the best for you and the house of Judah. Stephen was a pretty good kid growing up. His claim to fame, he's probably told many of you, especially the basketball players, how he hit the game-winning shot in one of the tournaments that he was in. We were all there. He was pretty good. Stephen is the younger brother, so me and my older brothers, Mike and Tom, we certainly did our fair share of taking advantage of Stephen. For instance, we convinced my mother, and I'm going to date myself a little bit, when the card game Uno came out, we convinced my mother to let us play Uno for who would do the dishes. And as you can guess, us older brothers certainly took advantage of and ganged up on Stephen. He did his fair share of dishwashing. I promise you that. But again, I just wanted to say, Steve, congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. God is pleased. People are being blessed. So I just want to say again, happy birthday, and God bless the house of Judah as well. Thank you.
Grace and peace, Pastor Steve. This is your cousin Michelle coming to you all the way from Durham, North Carolina, and this is your life. Well, what can I say about you, and how did we actually meet? I remember some years ago, about 30-something years ago, we'll keep that between you and I, your mom had all boys and my mom had all girls, and I enjoyed being the youngest of the crew for quite a little while there. But then here you came along. But I got used to you and fell in love with you after some years, and I'm still in love with you, the person you are. I honor and admire you for what you do for the community, what you've deposited into my life personally, and I could not be happier that God has graced you to see yet another year. I wish you more of God's grace, love, mercy, and favor for many years to come. Love you, cuz. Peace.